Got asked on a date by my ex-wife's younger sister. Quick background, my ex-wife is the same age as me, and I have not seen her since we divorced 3 years ago. There was nothing juicy about the divorce, just 2 kids who got married too young, too soon, and realized it too late. We divorced pretty amicably, and she ended up moving away. I did as well for a time, but I ended up coming back home last year. I had no idea what my ex was doing and didn't really care. I got along with her family until the end. Although I did not know her sister that well since either we were in college or she was in college away from us. But I obviously had met her several times and had a cordial relationship with her, never felt any weird vibes while married to her sister. My ex was not really close with her sister, but they also did not have any ill will toward each other. Anyway, she told me that my ex is engaged and happy, which I was actually happy to hear. She said her parents are doing well, and they even asked her a little while ago if she knew what I was doing, which she didn't because I don't keep in contact with anyone from her family, kind of wanted a clean break, you know? Me and ex do have some mutual friends, but I don't think Riley really knows them that well. It was a nice conversation. Before we finished talking, Riley asked me if I would like to have a drink with her sometime. I thought maybe she just wanted to catch up in a better setting, more so than 2 people leaning on shopping carts. But then she said, "But I understand if you don't want to go on a date with your ex-wife's sister, so it's a date." I did end up exchanging numbers with her, asking her kind of lightly how her parents would feel, and they would probably be happy that I found someone they liked. I figured I would rather have the number and not use it than wonder if I should have gotten it. I don't know. I guess I was also just happy that an attractive woman asked me for my number. She did mention in our conversation, before she asked me out, that she was always surprised that her sister let such a good guy go, which I corrected her and told her it was definitely mutual, not all on my ex. Riley is very pretty. Enjoyed talking to her. And I like her family, they also always liked me. If I had just run into her as a stranger, and there was no history, if I'm being honest, it would have made my day to have been asked that. But I keep thinking that it's weird. Like, she's obviously a grown woman now, but she was a teenager when I started dating my ex-wife. As I said, I didn't see her all that much, so no. This is not a grooming situation. I would feel weird going to her parents, almost being like, "Hey, I decided to give your other daughter a try." Then how would my ex feel about it? Would it ruin her relationship with her sister? And if we got serious, I'd have to see my ex-wife at functions, which I don't care that much about, but it's still odd, you know? Then I got these intrusive thoughts like, is this my unconscious trying to make my failed marriage seem like a success? Then there's like, what if Riley had the same tendencies that made you and ex incompatible? But I feel like I'm also not being fair to Riley. Riley has a great family. He seems to have her stuff together. She was enjoyable to talk to. I feel like I could be allowing my past to throw away a potentially great partner. I don't know. I'm really confused. Help me. Edit 1. I can't post an official update yet, so here's the best I can do. I have read through your comments, taking my lashings from some, gotten some weird, creepy personal messages from others who, as one person put it, understood why I wanted to knock boots with my ex's sister. In fact, it was the creepy, pro messages that actually changed my mind more than the people telling me not to go on the date, though some of you against it also made some great points. I texted Riley and told her that I don't think it is appropriate for us to go on a date. I told her that I enjoyed talking to her and catching up, but that we should only be cordial if we see each other out, but nothing more. Maybe I shouldn't have said this, but I also told her that it is nothing personal against her, that she seems like a really great person, but given my history with her sister, it just isn't appropriate. She replied that she understood and respected my decision, but also said that she didn't think my ex-wife would have a problem with it. But I was steadfast, and said I still don't think it's appropriate. I also learned a lot about myself here, and if you read some of my comments, you might have seen this, but I'll try to summarize. I miss being a husband. I miss being in a loving marriage. I don't miss my ex-wife. but I miss what we once had, and I want that again with someone else. I didn't know I felt that way, at least consciously, until I spoke to Riley. I think her being my ex-wife's sister brought out some feelings in me that were never unlocked by the women I went on dates with in the interim, because they were detached enough from my previous marriage that I could still repress those feelings. I didn't realize how lonely I was, and how much I craved having a woman that I could come home to, and not just receive love, but give it. I think I focused so much on my career and other things in my life, that I buried those feelings after my divorce. Finally, call me dumb, naive, oblivious, emotionally unintelligent, etc. But I'm not a bad person, and I never intended to destroy anyone's relationships. I also was not thinking about sex thinking with my DCAC. If you see some of my replies, I didn't even think of some of the conundrums there. I was thinking with the heart that confused scar tissue with being healed. As for Riley, I don't know what her intentions were, and at this point, I don't care. I'm not going on that date with her. I'm going to talk to a professional about my unresolved love issues. And I want to thank everyone here for opening up my eyes. Even if you were a jerk, except the person who basically accused me of being a P3, you can fuck off. Edit 2. I'm going to bed. I have been up way too late with this, and drank too many beers. More than a long time. I have tried to respond as best I can. People who didn't even read the whole thing. I don't care about your opinion. People who did and offered up stuff, even if I didn't like. Thanks for your input. This thing has blown up so much I'll give you all an update if anything else of note transpires.